Welcome to Salcedo Paranormal. It is Monday, May 23rd, 2022, and today I will be covering a bit of paranormal news. As always, you can find all the episodes of the podcast along with links to social media, ways to donate, and ways to contact me at the podcast page, which is salcedoparanormal.podbean.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.podbean.com. Always happy to hear from you all, whether you have comments or questions or topic suggestions, or if you have stories of paranormal experiences, whether they're your own or others you trust. Always happy to either share those in the show, either by reading them or having you join me on the show to talk about them. And just a quick rundown of the schedule for the week and coming events and everything. Today and Friday will be paranormal news from now on. Tuesday and Thursday will be the same, basically, the true paranormal stories from the web. Wednesdays will be book reviews, either comic book or regular book reviews, except the last week of the month, the last Wednesday of the month, will now be the topic-based episodes. And those will be just once a month instead of once a week. Just to give, to allow for more time to research those and also to get to reviewing more books over time as well. Because eventually, I may run out of books that I've already read, and I may need to read more, even though I'm always still reading more, listening to more. So that's the new schedule. Also, you may notice some shows are shorter than they used to be. I'd love to make these hour and a half, 2 hour long shows, but it's just not possible in the current set of circumstances. But anyway, I believe that takes care of everything. This Wednesday, I did forget one thing. The plan is to have Derek on the show, and we're going to talk about another major Marvel comic event. So we're trying to get through those and get to the present day, or at least as close as we can. So yeah, that's basically it. And thank you all for being here. I see you all there in the listening there in the channel. And of course, thank you all as always for listening, whether you're here for the live streams or you listen on the podcast or YouTube pages. Those are both going really well, and I appreciate that. So let me get this first story here in the chat, and then we'll go from there. Okay. And this is from ancientorigins.net. It's actually ancient-origins.net. And this says discovered 85 Egyptian tombs spanning more than 2,500 years. So let me get into this. And I'll point out a little bit of details here and there from it. Of course, I always recommend reading the articles when you can. Check out these articles for the full article and more details. Apparently, this find happened in a southern province of Egypt. Not sure how to say that. It's Sohag. And so what was found were 85 Egyptian tombs that date back all the way to, let's see here, looking at, I believe, let me find it. It's going over. Okay, so apparently this goes back over 4,500 years ago, while some are as recent as just 305 to 30 BC. So that's 2,500 BC, I believe, too. Just before that line, that dividing line. And so let's see here. This was this area was located about. Oops, I lost the spot here. 350 kilometers south of Cairo. And then it starts talking about the artifacts that are found here. And but that apparently the artifacts are what make this a major discovery. So let's see here. Just reading through or trying to get through all the ads. Okay. So in addition to the mummies they found, it says they also recovered approximately 30 written certificates from inside the tombs that contained personal information about the deceased. So, and apparently these were funerary permits. And so I guess you could say almost like death certificates in a way. It was written in Greek, but some of the permits also had Egyptian hieroglyphics that offered prayers to ancient Egyptian gods. So let's see here. The archaeologists also found the remains of a tower house made from basically ruins of a tower house made from mud bricks. And so yeah, it goes on from there. But these certificates are interesting in a way. So apparently, according to this article, this tower house was the official structure of the government and served as a combination checkpoint and surveillance post. That says the government officials stationed there would have been responsible for monitoring people coming and going over the border by boat on the Nile River or by foot, and then they would have collected taxes from travelers and merchants, plus insurance payments from the owners of ships sailing on the Nile. So let's see here. Let's see here. I think that'll do it for now. There's a lot more in this article, of course, but these discoveries are. I always like to talk about these. This was from a couple weeks back. I'm still kind of catching up. I kind of got behind on news articles here, but still not too far back. And I didn't mention. Let's see. So I mentioned the website. That's ancient-origins.net, and this is from. Let's see here. Nathan Falde. This is the author apparently. So yeah, so check that article out and for more details. So let's see here. From there we go to UFO sighting, recorded sighting apparently. Let's see here. Okay. What's the next link here? And this one is from dailystar.co.uk. Says Texas man snaps UFO falling to ground during storm in quote unquote alien invasion, of course. But I'm not going to get too deep into the details in this one. Doesn't seem like there's a ton there. And of course, there's speculation. Different people say it was just a bug or other things like that, or an anomaly in the artifact in the footage. But apparently there was this mysterious object that plunged out of the sky along with a streak of light trailing behind, which he apparently captured as he was recording the storm. And let's see here. Let me find the more details on this here. Doesn't say. I don't see where it says the author. Oh, there we go. Here it is. By Zeta Whaley. I think I got that right. Zeta, maybe. Not sure. Anyway, and let's see here. So yeah, that's basically it. Just discusses social media reactions and all that. But what was neat to me was the fact that it was caught during a storm. Again, we talk about this sometimes here. Do these storms allow for different paranormal activity? Of course, can they be used as energy sources? Was the object really falling, or was it just flying down towards the surface? Or was it falling? A lot of questions there. Of course, not many answers overall. So, but I thought that was a neat story. These sightings on recorded sightings are neat in a way. Just even if it's just to think about the possibilities there. So we'll go on to the next article. The rest of these are more on the paranormal kind of side of things, almost like ghostly side of things. Except for this one is kind of maybe a possible crossover. And we talked a bit about this kind of thing last Monday. But this apparently goes even further than that. This is getting back to Google Maps. This is from WBZ News Radio, 1030, 1030. It says the title is Invisible Man Caught on Google Maps Running Away. And yes, lightning. Yep. APOC mentions lightning, definitely. I think there's something to that. What, I don't know, but yeah. So anyway, this again, we talked about things seen on Google Maps last Monday, I believe it was. And let me see here. This was written by Dave Basner, Basner, from May 5th, 2022, this year. And it talks a little bit about Google Maps, how it's found strange things, and I guess you could say unfortunate things. But now there's a series of pictures that show an invisible man who runs away when he realizes he's being photographed. Again, I don't ever say that this is actual paranormal evidence, because who knows. But here's basically the story. Oh, well, look at there. That's near the Brooklyn Navy Yard. It starts. Well, they give the streets here. I won't go into that. But the footage shows a man in white coveralls crouching in the middle of the road. And if you look down the street, it says, in the next picture, he takes off running away. But his hands, feet, and head are invisible. And in more photos, he turns back, raises his arms in the air as if to give up, but then takes off again. But then, apparently after this, the photos show this figure continuing to run. And this is the craziest part in a way, weirdest part in a way. Supposedly turns into a bird that has no head, and it flies down the street, and with each picture slowly disappears until it vanishes. So, let's see here. The pictures apparently were user submitted, so this is possibly a story, maybe. But if not, I mean, we all know about stories of shapeshifters and things like that. So apparently this is. There are other pictures of a similar figure. They say the same figure wearing the same jumpsuit and doing tricks on a motorcycle and playing with an office chair. I don't know. It doesn't say that he was invisible there too. Again, that'd be odd if he was. Um, that's either a weird set of circumstances where a bird just showed up and somehow seems like it has to be fake, or there are a number of circumstances there that combined to make this appear the way it was, which I guess you could include some kind of glitch in the technology along with, I don't know, yeah, it's maybe even several glitches, but then, yeah, I mean, magic, Apoc says possibly in the chat there, so, but, I don't know, but that's the third story recently about weird things, sometimes that show up on those pictures, and it makes you wonder, even if some of them are proven later on to be fake, maybe some of them won't be. Apoc in the chat says, I bet he'll come out sometime and say, I gotcha, but who knows. And then government invisibility tech. Yeah. Holographic projections maybe of some kind as well, giving off the image of that weird bird, headless bird. So, yeah, I don't know. Just a odd story there. So, but so I don't know what that would be classified as. One moment. Okay, so that's that story. I got a few more here to go. This one, let me see here. And so I'll go to this next article here. Put it in the chat. It says, this is from HudsonValleyCountry.com. And it says this museum is believed to be the most haunted place in New York. Again, with these claims, I argue it's always hard to say for sure if a place is really the most haunted place in an area. Because I think there's stuff going on everywhere all the time that may just not be evident. So, just a thought, but I do feel that that to be the case in the, at least at different times anyway. So, but let's see here. So this article talks about a couple other places as well. But let's get to the part about the museum. Apparently this is okay. So it mentions 3 locations. First, of course, it mentions the Amityville House, which is famous for being haunted, supposedly. A lot of stuff. That's a huge other story. But maybe I'll cover that someday. And it says that the house was the scene where Ronald DeFeo murdered his entire family in the mid-70s. And then also it's believed to be the old spirits that may have possessed Ronald. And that's all it says, but there's a lot more to that story, obviously. And this next one is called the Iron Island Museum. And this is a former church funeral home. There's a combination that is definitely going to have some energy attached to it, I think. Apparently this place has been investigated on TV shows, at least one TV show. And says, okay, I'll go into this in a moment. It says general EVP readings. I'm guessing they mean EMF readings, but I'm not sure. Have been put up and documented on their website. I'm guessing they mean EMF because that would be more energy readings. EVP is electro voice phenomenon. That'd be recordings. So that's just a guess here. But let's see. The last location they talk about is the Palmyra Historical Museum. Excuse me. And this one is supposedly has a lot of activity. Many people report hearing strange noises and seeing apparitions. And people have seen apparitions and orbs as well. And of course, it mentions you can take a haunted tour of the place. So that's a quick article there. Overall, not a ton to it, but it's still something to check out anyway. Let's see here. Okay. And this is from, I already mentioned the website here. This is from Nick, doesn't really give a last name, published on May 6, 2022. On this website, this historic Hudson Valley country. So I'll move on to the next one here. I think, so we have two more to go. This is about another place that's pretty famous for being said to be haunted. Let's see here. This one says, it's from, oops, is that even gonna load? Okay, good. This one says, it's from original.newsbreak.com. And it says, here. Okay, Tampa's Cuban Club, Cuban, I think it was Cuban, I'm not sure, is one of the most haunted places in the country. And then it says, of course, would you go? And I'd say yes. So let's see here. This article talks a little bit about the writer, who is EVM. So he has some pictures of the club, and let's see here. It's basically a historical, multi-purpose rental facility now, I guess. So, but it was built in, let's see here. It was founded in 1902. And let's see here. The club had a ballroom, cantina, impressive two-story theater, grand ballroom, a library, and even a pharmacy at one point. Mentions has stained glass windows and lavish decorations. Let's see here. But apparently the original, the building that's there now, I guess, is not the original. The original burned down in 1916. And of course, one was constructed after. So, so now it's going to get to the hauntings, I'm guessing. The Cuban Club says it's home to, the article says the Cuban Club is home to many alleged spirits, including the ghost of an actor, supposedly named Vincent, who died on stage in the 1920s. Then there are many other spirits that they say have shown themselves to people there, paranormal investigators there. And so yeah, let me see here. I believe that'll do it. It doesn't really go into a lot of details about the actual hauntings. I guess just apparitions are seen there a lot. But let's see here. Yeah, that's basically it for this article. So another place to check out if you're in the area, I guess. This last one is another. It's an article about um, basically experiences people have had. Some people have had the family, I guess, in this story. Excuse me. And this is from Wales Online, and the title is says toddler waves at ghost of great grandma to creep out parents. So let's get into this one. That'll be the last one for the show. Let's see here. This is. Let's see. Just trying to find the. Okay, this is by Hannah Beden. I'm not sure. So, and this is about an experience of a family. And that's basically supposedly these parents believe that their toddler was waving at their great grandmother, his great grandmother. The mother thought that the 2-year-old son was simply pointing at a lampshade, I'm sorry, the father thought he was pointing at a lampshade as he put the toddler to sleep. Let's see here, but then there's been footage apparently showing a puzzled expression changing to a grin before he waves basically towards an empty corner of the room and starts laughing, and even says hi to someone that apparently he can only see. And of course, the husband asks, "Who are you talking to? Who are you saying hi to?" And let's see here. The I guess there's not much. Doesn't say if the toddler said anything, but apparently the okay, so this is the great grandmother, I guess. But the husband says that he thinks that the son was seeing his his passed on great grandmother, who he was really close with until she'd passed away at 87 earlier the same year. The husband says that the son won't say hi to anyone else outside of family, and apparently the great grandmother told the family that she'd be looking out for them from the afterlife. So let's see here. Yeah, it basically talks about the parents' views on this, which are basically they're kind of somewhat comforted, but also somewhat creeped out, and not sure what to make of it. But apparently, yeah. So apparently that's basically it. But yeah, so just a neat little story there, just showing what how much more sensitive kids can be. Many cases, I think. So, but that's basically it for today. That went longer than I expected, which is good. So I'm glad. Thank you all for being here, as always. And tonight, I'll be back with true paranormal stories from the web. So take care and have a good night, and I'll talk to you all in the next episode of Salcedo Paranormal.